As the last Israeli hostages are released, I'd like to propose that October 13th or any other appropriate date becomes the world's annual International Holocaust Day, a day to gather in shared grief for the over 70,000 children whose laughter was silenced in a horrendous display of human insanity. A wound that will never heal. A day when we remember the unbearable weight of the death of humanity. A day we weep for every shattered dream, every stolen breath, every tiny heart crushed by unimaginable horror. A day to remember the chilling cruelty we saw and remember the heartlessness and barbarity we witnessed for 2 years. The blocking of tons of aid as people were forced to starve. The relentless genocide that refused to stop despite our daily cries and our daily appeals. We remember the lies and the genocide denial that burnt like salt rubbed in our wounds every evening in the news. A day to remember the complicity, the gaslighting, and the deafening silence of world leaders who provided more bombs and more weaponry for the extermination and relentless obliteration of a people for over 700 days. A day when we can remember the helplessness that clawed at the souls of humanity around the world. The agony of watching a genocide unfold in real time, video after excruciating video. Let an annual Remembrance Day be in our calendars, a day for a sacred pause for the accomplices, including the media, to bow their heads in shame. In every church, mosque, temple, or quiet corner of the world, let us have a day to offer remembrance in a frail minute of silence, wherever we stand, at work, at home, or in the streets. Just one day every year to let the memory of the human suffering we saw absorb us in a remembrance of the victim's pain that binds us to the truth we cannot unsee and the heartbreak we cannot unfeel. It must not just be a day to remember, it is a vow to never forget those who put the weight of these atrocities in our hearts and minds forever, and have ensured therefore that today's generations will never forget how children cried to be saved as Israel and its allies laughed and continued the indiscriminate, senseless murder of the helpless victims. Who will forget watching them refuse to stop killing Palestinians as we felt tears surging in our hearts at the sight of the last gaze of lifeless, obliterated toddlers? Humanity lived a huge tragedy and has been traumatized by Israel's cruelty. We cannot forget the pain we felt as the evil in the eyes and words of Western leaders and their media fabricated legitimacy for the continuation of carnage and blood. We cannot forget how for 2 years they chose to ignore humanity's relentless cries urging them to stop, but instead they responded with excuses to continue their onslaught. Israel raped and sodomized the conscience of the world and seemingly took daily pleasure in doing so. The world must not let be forgotten the Israel that we and the world's children have seen in the course of this dark chapter of world history. And that's why the quest for justice for the Palestinian people must remain humanity's purpose for as long as it takes. I would like to repeat my call to His Majesty King Charles III of England to abandon the heart of cruelty and offer a solemn public apology to the Palestinian people for Britain's hideous historic role in instigating an entire century of tears, tragedy, human suffering, ethnic cleansing, and genocide